What's up, gay straights and other days? It's Melly. I'm back with another episode of Asummersend. Last episode was pretty heavy, I'm not gonna lie, and it brought up some memories that I haven't thought about in a long time, but we're here now, and Michelle has just moved in with Sam for a while, actually, given what the next line of dialogue says, because her coming out to her mom didn't go so well, so here we are. So let's just get right on into this. Several months have passed since I had that confrontation with my mother. I tried a few times to call her, but every time I heard the phone sound, I found myself hanging up after the first ringtone. I couldn't bring myself to speak to my mother yet. The words I had planned out in my head got stuck in my throat whenever I tried to call her. I didn't know what to say to her. I wanted to apologize, but at the same time, I couldn't. I tried to go see my mother, going as far as the doorstep of my old house. Even then, I could not bring myself to enter through the front door. All I could do for my mother at this time was to leave some groceries for her at the door. Her hip had always bothered her, and without me, she might have difficulty carrying heavy loads of groceries. She doesn't have my father with her to take care of her anymore. She only has me. I was cowardly. But I don't regret what I have done. Still, I could not shake the feeling of guilt and shame entirely. I'm sure my mother must be worried about me even now. What I did had hurt her. I must be a continual source of shame and disappointment for her. It's complex. The relationship I have with my mother has always been complex. All my life I tried to make her happy. During that moment of argument, I could not bring myself to keep lying to her. I couldn't lie to myself any longer either. We had to face the truth. I did not ask my mother to accept or understand me. I simply wanted her to let me be. When she outright rejected and shamed me, it had hurt so much. My mother had not contacted me at all since then. I was afraid she would never want to see me again. I was saddened and I felt guilty that I caused her this pain. Nonetheless, I have to keep going forward with my own life. I have to be true to my own happiness. I'm glad that they made the distinction that she feels guilty not for being gay itself, but rather for getting this reaction out of her mother, even though it isn't her fault. I'm just glad that she didn't blame this part of her that she's just learning to accept. That's a really nice change, and I'm glad that they made that distinction because that is so important. So here we are at Sam's place. Oh, and our little plush cat's here. You remember the little, I don't know if how much you guys grab onto little details like I do, but this little cat was sitting in Michelle's bedroom and now it's in Sam's, and oh, since I started living with Sam, a lot has changed for me. I never thought in 100 years that I would change jobs. But with Sam's encouragement, I applied for an editor position within the same company where I worked. And to my surprise, I got the position. My coworkers and boss were all supportive of the change. Writing was something I wanted to do since I was in school, but I didn't have the confidence to pursue it then. It can be quite challenging work at times, but I enjoy the creative freedom that comes with my new work. I have to say that I'm quite pleased with the way things are progressing with my career. Sam too had experienced a few changes. Her store was getting busier, and she finally gave in to the advice of hiring someone to help her out at the store. It has given her more time to work on her personal projects with film archival. The past week, she was able to get a local theater to screen an older French film, Olivia. I had a classmate who studied French, so we were able to put together the subtitles for it. I think it's wonderful that little by little, we're able to move forward together in achieving our goals and dreams. Good. That's exactly the way you should be when you're with a partner. This year, for Sam's birthday, I got her a film camera. It was the new Minolta camera that came out. Sam doesn't know it yet. I want to surprise her with it. Photography was another passion of hers that I want her to explore more of. I like her photos. I think she has a talent. She likes to take photos of the city and capture the moment in time whenever we were out. Sam had been using a disposable camera this whole time, and I thought it'd be nice for her to have her own camera for once. She likes to say that it's not the quality of the camera, but the subject and the viewfinder that mattered most. But I think Sam would be happy with the gift. I know it was a little expensive, but I really want to encourage her with her talents like she has done for me. It'd be nice to look back on a photo album with all of the pictures that we have taken together someday. I've adjusted to my new commute and routine. Sometimes on my return trip from work, I'd stop by Sam's store if she's working. There would always be something or another happening in the neighborhood. Over the past few months, I watched quite a number of Sam's movies. I can see why Sam enjoys collecting and curating her selection of films. There is a certain magic to film that can't compare to your own vision and imagination that comes from reading a novel sometimes. There's another movie that I watched with Sam that I quite like by the name of Carousel. I cried just about every time I watched it. I'd asked Sam to put it on so much she said the tape could wear out any day now. I think she just doesn't want to watch it anymore with me though. I've tried a lot of new things with Sam. I gave it another chance and I went dancing with Sam. I became friends with a few girls from Ruby. I can understand why Sam respects and looks up to Cecilia so much. She takes good care of her staff and her friends. I learned a lot from her too on how to manage professional business and personal affairs. I've hiked a few of the local mountains with Sam. I'd even camped on the beach with her. Even if our schedules don't quite match up sometimes, we do our best to make up the time somehow. What I'm looking forward to now is to make it past the busy Christmas season. The days leading up to Christmas came and went by like a flash. Things were going well when on Christmas Eve during my Christmas work party, I got a call from the hospital. It was regarding my mother. And there it is. I was told by the nurse on the phone that she was hospitalized. She had collapsed on the street. A passerby had found her fallen on the street and called an ambulance for her. The nurse said it was a severe case of pneumonia. I was beside myself with guilt. Was my mother suffering from sickness this whole time while I was happy and having fun with Sam? Of course, I didn't have any idea about her well-being, as I couldn't bring myself to see or even call her this whole time. I left a brief message on Sam's pager and immediately went over to the hospital where my mother was admitted. Mother? She's sleeping. She has an oxygen mask. Oh, I hope she's all right. Excuse me, are you Mrs. Chung's daughter? Yes, I am her daughter. Is my mother okay? Yes, don't worry. She had a bad case of pneumonia affecting her breathing, but she'll be better soon after a course of antibiotics. I see. Have a seat. She was awake earlier, but she said she had been tired. I'm sure she'll be able to see you soon. I see. Thank you. When my mother had collapsed on the street, she must have been alone. How long did it take for a stranger to call an ambulance to escort her to the hospital? I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. I'm really sorry. I took a seat at her bedside. My mother slept soundly. I looked at my mother closely. She appeared older than I last remembered. It was undoubtedly my mother asleep in the hospital bed. Even asleep, my mother had a stern expression. I could recognize my mother alone by seeing her pursed lips. My mother had a natural frown, but it wasn't because she was a harsh person. She was diligent. She was prudent. She was a serious person. Years of work made her that way. I saw that my mother's perm was the same. She had worn the same hairstyle for as long as I could remember. But it surprised me how sunken my mother's eyes were. She had more wrinkles on her brow than I last remembered. She must have been extremely fatigued. My mother was a woman who would always paint her eyebrows and powder her cheeks before going out. Seeing her like this without her usual makeup was disconcerting. I never thought of her as a frail woman. Even with hip problems, my mother would never show her pain. It was painful to see my mother like this. I waited by her side. The regular beep of the machine monitoring her heart rhythm and respiratory rate was a soothing sound to my ears. There wasn't much I could do for my mother right at this moment. All I could do was wait for her to get better. Michelle? Hi, I thought it was you. Excuse me, Sam? Why are you here? I came as soon as I heard your message. Is everything okay? You didn't have to come. It's late now. Of course I'll come. How is your mother? The nurse said she'll be all right. She's been sleeping since I came through. I see. I'm sure she'll be awake to see you soon. I brought flowers. I hope your mother will like them. Thank you. Have you eaten? Not yet. I left work as soon as I could. I'll get you something from the cafeteria. That's okay. We can get something to eat later if that's fine with you. Could I ask you to get me a coffee instead? Of course. I'll be right back. Oh, Sam? Sam had already left. I wanted to ask for some cream with the coffee. There's something about hospitals that makes you feel quite exhausted. Perhaps it was the lighting or the atmosphere that drained away your energy. Oh well. I'm sure Sam would remember how I take my coffee. Well, considering that she's very attentive, I would think so. I wanted to be alert. I planned to stay as long as possible at the hospital, at least until my mother was awake. I heard a whisper. It was barely audible. Fong, huh? Mother? You don't have to get up. Here. It's cold. Wear my scarf. My mother cleared her throat. She spoke again. Her voice was thin but clear. Have you been eating well? You look thinner. I have. Don't worry about me. Please rest. You don't have to sit up. I'm sorry. I wasn't there for you. I'm really sorry. How's your work? What? How? Huh? I'm gonna take this as you just being happy to see me at all at this point, because, okay, it's going well. I changed jobs recently. Does it pay better? No. But it's something I enjoy more. I see. And you, Mother? Is everything all right? I'm fine except for this pneumonia. She's coughing, I guess. I'm sorry. That girl earlier, is she? Oh. That's right. She is. Hi. Oh, this is awkward. Okay, hello, welcome to the unofficial Meet the Parents. Michelle? I got coffee, but they only have milk instead of cream. You remembered. Oh, excuse me. Oh, baby, come here. Come here. Sam. Oh, please let this go well. This is so funny. Mother, this is Sam. She's my friend. Come on, Michelle, your mother's not dumb. Sam's blushing up a storm over there, so even if she was, that gave it away. Friend. Right, alright. I know why you did that, but your mom's not dumb. My girlfriend. Oh. There you go. Oh, Michelle. Oh, my heart. Yay. I was so worried that she was just going to leave it there. Oh, Michelle. Good evening, Mrs. Chung. I'm sorry to hear that you were ill. I hope you're feeling better. Do you two live together? Yes, we do. So, what do you do? Me, for work? Yes. Mother, you don't need to ask. You should be resting your voice. I'm only asking a simple question. Don't worry about it, Michelle. I own a video store in Hongkong. Is business going well? Yes, it's doing quite well right now. You look familiar. Do you do anything else? Mother! Oh, I get this question a lot. My mother used to be an opera actress quite a number of years ago. She wasn't that well known then, but people that know of her say that I look quite like her. You do? Oh, and Mom likes operas! Of course you know. Aww! Bonding moment? Bonding moment? I see. Really? I didn't know that. Have you eaten yet, Long Ha? Not yet. You two should go eat. I'm tired. I want to rest. Oh. All right. We'll come back up shortly. No, it's late. I want to sleep fully now. You can come by tomorrow. Mother, we'll visit you tomorrow, all right? That's fine. That felt so easy and so good, and it got on so well. I've always wanted to see that. I was terrified. I was holding my breath every time she was about to speak. You shouldn't be terrified of your mother. I'm glad to see her in good spirits. I'm sure she'll be out of the hospital soon. I think so. Isn't she sharp as ever? There's so much judgment in every word that comes out of her mouth. I can see she cares for you a lot. Really? Do you feel better? It's been a while since that time. I don't know. I do feel somewhat better. I just hope things will be better between us. I'm sure it will. We can visit her again tomorrow. Let's have a lively Christmas party with her. I'll bring the karaoke box. She's not one for lively things, and I don't think the hospital will allow it. I'm kidding about the karaoke box. But really, I think she was very happy to see you. You really think so? Michelle, don't cry. It'll be all right. Sam, we can visit her more often from now on. Do you think she's okay with me? I think that she likes that you make me happy, and that she can see that. And I think that's good enough for right now. I'm not sure. But she seems to have taken an interest in you. My mother doesn't usually ask about other people, so I think it's not a bad start. That's good. Much better than you were thinking, right? I suppose so. I'm sorry, I let her ask you all those things. I got scared and froze up when she asked those pointed questions. Don't worry about it. I'm sure those were things she wanted to know for a while now. She was just concerned for you. Please don't dislike my mother too much. She's just like that. I don't mind at all. My dad used to have such a bad temper with me. I can hardly believe that with how relaxed he is now. Right? I think you and your mother are alike in some aspects. Huh? Really? Really? Huh. Oh. What's that again about your mother being a theater actress? You never mentioned that to me before. Oh, that? It never really came up in conversation. Where did she perform? She was a traveling Cantonese opera singer for many years, which is how our mom knows her, though her dream was to become a film actress. She did end up starring in a few films in the 50s, but somewhere along the way, she met my dad and had my brother. By the time I was born, she'd already retired from film and returned to the theater stage. But my mother had always kept her love of film, and she brought me with her to the theaters to see all kinds of movies throughout my childhood. I see. She's one of the reasons why I like collecting films. It's a small way of preserving the past for me. Sam. Hey, there's no need to cry over that. Let's eat before the food gets cold. All right. Hey, why didn't you order the clubhouse sandwich? What about it? It's past 9 p.m. You're not worried about the carbohydrates in your rice dish? I'm starving. I want to eat a big bowl of rice. Share me some of your curry brisket too. Okay. Here. Aww! Look at them! Oh god, after last episode, holy hell, this is so nice. When I think of my life, what I have, and what I've accomplished, I think I'm quite content with what it is. I have my mother and father to thank. I know I won't be where I am now without all the care and love they have provided me. So many things have happened in the past year. I discovered a life that I wouldn't have known if I hadn't taken the chance to be true to myself. Things are still difficult and life is not always rosy. What my mother feels about my relationship with Sam, and how others will come to terms with my living situation. They are things beyond my control. I know I cannot expect everyone to be understanding. It is a continual struggle to feel truly accepted by everyone, but I'm ever hopeful. I have my own pride and dignity. If I betray myself first, then what meaning would integrity have at all for me? Gossip, scandals, and rumors are things that can destroy a person. But I can't let the influence of others affect my individuality and personal happiness. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. My actions were not malicious. All I want to do is live freely, without guilt and shame. I know if it wasn't for Sam, I couldn't be at all like this. I'm glad to have met Sam. Since meeting her, she has brought so much color into my life. I want to experience more new things with her. I want to see the world with her. I can't help but wonder what the new year will be like for us. I'm sure things will be all right for us both. I know there will be uncertainty ahead of us, but it is the life that I've chosen for myself. If my father is in heaven watching over me, I hope he can see this and be proud. Oh, what? Are we at credits now? Is that what's happening? I think we are. Yeah, this is the end. This is at the credits. Wow. That was unique in a way that I haven't ever seen before, like where it doesn't just like explore accepting yourself and the sexuality, but also like bringing in like worrying about disappointing your parents as well and all of that. Like I've never seen it so explored in such depth like that, and that was beautifully done. Like there were a couple times where I just straight up was just like tearing up. We got a cat. I mean, I said I was a dog person, but we got a cat. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, what's this? Wait, is Sam wearing fucking opera? Aww. That's so cute. This is adorable. Oh, wow, Sam. Wow, that dress looks good on you. I'm trying to give final thoughts and you're just distracting me with like cute photos and kind of sexy photos at times, if I'm gonna be honest. Wow, that dress. Anyway, really, really well done. I fully enjoyed that. Now, I'm not gonna do what I did with Lady in Mystery and like go through all of the endings because I feel like there's no need for that here. I want to like, because I know there's like other possible outcomes. I want to like leave those unexplored for you if you want to go play the game yourself. Like Lady in Mystery was different. That was like a whole fucking thing. We were like invested. We were in it. We needed to like explore every last inch of the game, but I don't feel the need to do that here. I'm happy with leaving it where we did. Oh, there we are. First meeting. Cute. I'm just happy that we all ended up okay, that there's hope for our relationship with our mom, and our mom just like accepting us, and maybe she'll even show up to our wedding someday if like we can even, I don't know if we can get married at that point, but something close to it. But just well fucking done. I can't believe it's over, but I think I like where they chose to end it. It's really, really well done. Holy hell. So I guess where does that leave us next? Well, that's gonna be it for straight up lesbian visual novels for a little bit, because I wanna switch over to some other narratives. I started with something familiar to myself, familiar to my narrative, but now I want to branch out and showcase some more points of view in our LGBTQ plus community. So I believe the next visual novel that I have on my backlog is called A Summer of Springs, or rather it is a trilogy of visual novels, and I believe those are from a trans woman's perspective, so I look forward to diving into those. And if you have any LGBTQ visual novels that you want me to dive into, definitely leave them in the comments down below and I will add them to the list. Anyway, that's it for Summer's End. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. Hopefully I'll see you over at A Summer of Springs. So thank you so much. Whoever happens to be watching this, like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. And until next time, bye.